Hello my friends, it's Sheree. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to my channel and welcome to my craft room. So this is a promised 2025, January 2025, beginning of the year craft room tour. I'm going to try to give you a little detail, but I'm going to try not to give you too much like overload, detail overload. So anyway, yep, this is my craft room, and I tried to measure it for you because I've never told you a measurement before. So I think it's about something like 12 by, it might be 11 or 12 by, was it 13? Something like that. Something like that. So yeah, it's a small bedroom in my house. It used to be, you know, we have a couple of rooms about this size. It used to be my kids' rooms. So yeah, when my kids moved out, I didn't have a craft room when they were growing up. I didn't. I did a little crafting here and there when they were growing up, but pretty much saved it until they got older. And then, as the last one moved out, I got my craft room here and moved in here. I claimed it. I had to claim it. I know it's been tried to take away from me through the years since I've gotten it, but I am like determined to keep it my craft room. But here's a little overall look to two of the walls. Well, I'll give you a little overall look of the whole thing, and then I'll give you, maybe we'll start over here as we go around. But yeah, this is usually what I show you last. This is behind my door. And it's a shoe holder that I got from Walmart. Let me show you up close so you can see what it looks like in case you want to look for the same one. It has, this one has, it's like a canvas back here and this kind of netting pockets. And it came with those metal hooks. I haven't had any problem with it, but I haven't really, I hear if you overload, the hooks can bend and things like that. But I haven't overloaded it. I got an extra little hook here from Dollar Tree that I have. I sometimes have had lots of tassels hanging from this one. Right now I just have one little pom-pom and this one longer pom-pom tassel. So, and I have these beads I just stuck up here for some reason because I have a lot of beads hanging in here. So I stuck these beads that I got from Dollar Tree up there just to remind me that I have them. So, anyway, in there I have just a lot of little things. I have a drawer where I keep beads and charms and things, but being that I do demonstrations for lots of different bead companies, Bead Craft, and Beads, Global Land, all those companies that sell different jewelry crafts, I got overloaded with beads and charms and things, so this is how I store a lot of those little pieces in these pockets. So, and some of them are stuffed full and some of them are not, so you can see what's in there anyway. And I have a couple little lanyards that I that I made. Oops, that one fell on the floor. But I have this long one hanging here and a short one, little wristlet one that I've made here out of this measuring tape trim. Anyway, those are hanging there. Didn't mean to knock those off or even pick them up and show them to you. Just trying to do a little detail, like I said. Okay, so this wall that is my door is on has this sewing table that I picked up at a yard sale for $5. And that chair I was given to me, and I painted it black. This is one of those little racks. I have two of them, one here and one right over here, and I have two of them because I ordered one and Timo sent me two by mistake, and so then they said to keep the second one, so I did, and it's right there. And with the second one, my thoughts are that I'll keep it and use it, but if it gets in the way, I'll see if somebody else wants it, one of my family members or something. But for so far so good, so I just have it there. I have an extra cutting mat here. I bought this one to use for cutting fabric, and so it's there if I need to pull it out and put it on my kitchen counter. That's why, that was my thoughts behind it. But if I ever need it for my craft table or anything, I wouldn't hesitate to put it on my craft table where I do my videos and stuff. I just, for right now, I haven't needed it over there, so it's stuck behind my sewing table, out of the way. So chair, sewing table, my Project Runway Brother sewing machine with these are things I keep here all the time, except for this little piles of things I need to sew around right now. And then here are my strips that I sew together. I have them in this little kind of ceramic, strawberry box that I picked up at, where did I get that? I got it on, what's on there, a piece of tape. I don't know, I don't remember where I got that. But anyway, it's super cute. And these are some little decorations, a hat, and a little frog hook, wall hook thing that my daughter-in-law was getting rid of, and I like frogs, so I confiscated it from her, and I said, if you ever want it back, because she likes frogs too, and she still has frogs in her house. I'm like, if you ever want it back, let me know, but I'm going to put it in my craft room. And these things she made too, these little hearts that I have hanging on here. She made those. Here's some pom-pom. This pom-pom I made, and this one I found at a thrift store. And oh, here's a little thing I need to put in a journal. I thought I used that. It was hiding behind those. I got to put that out front so I see it, so I can put it in a journal. It's just a little like bookmark that I got at an estate sale actually. And I have this little clipboard that I made just sitting there as a little decoration. It's a clipboard and it has a card on it, so it's not just a clipboard. Little shelf that I redid and have all my little miniature and some cards I made. My little miniature book collection there. Picture, I printed out that or copied a sewing pattern and put it in this frame for decoration in my craft room. That's an actual sewing pattern that I have or had. Maybe I used it on a journal, I don't know. But anyway, it's there. This I got from the side of somebody had this out by their trash. I just loved it when I saw it, and it was out by their trash for a couple of days. I wanted to make sure it was trash, and it was, and so here it is in my craft room. I just loved it. I have a clock there. That's a new addition in the last year or so I have my phone in here usually, but sometimes I just like to look at the clock and see what time it is, so I put a clock in here. I had one there actually that fell and broke, so I put that one there now. That was upstairs in my bathroom. Upstairs used to be for my kids so they would know what time it was when they were getting ready for school and things, and I had it in their bathroom up there, so they would be like, okay, we gotta go, it's time to go for school. But anyway, I took it out of there because it wasn't needed there anymore, so it's in my craft room now. This one I reorganized things, did my craft room reorganization a little over a year ago, I guess, or about a year ago. I put this little thread holder here. I thought it was first of all, I think it's really cool looking with all your thread on there. And of course it's really handy because it's right behind my sewing machine. So here's what I keep on my sewing machine besides the stuff I already showed you. I have my ruffler there just because I don't want to put it away somewhere. If I want to do some ruffles, I just want to grab it, and there it is. It's ready to go. I have to keep these scissors and these pin cushions. This one I've had for a very, very long time. This one I think is so cute that I just left it out. A little blue one that I found, I think at an estate sale. This is to help put my ruffler on, so I just keep that little tool there. A little basket. I think I used to have this in my pantry, and I moved it in here and have my bobbins under there and my sewing machine manual. And so, let's see. I know I was using these. See this big thread? I get these from Walmart, or you can get them probably anywhere, but I get them from Walmart because they're much more economical than buying. All of these threads here I've gotten from I think I got most of them from, I found two or three sewing boxes at the thrift store one time, and they had lots of fun things in them. Besides, they had a lot of thread in them, so, and I had some thread already too, so anyway, from just years and years of just not even, so I guess I have bought over the years, like over the last 25 years, and you just kind of, when you sew things or mend things or make things, you just end up with a collection of of thread, and then also all the thread I found, acquired at a thrift store that one time when I didn't really want the thread, but I ended up with it because I bought these 3 sewing kit, kind of baskets type things. And so yeah, I just wanted to tell you that because I didn't want you to think I bought all this thread. But anyway, I do use this when I need a color, but I buy the basic colors like black and cream and brown or whatever colors they have at Walmart, and use it with this little sewing contraption here that someone told me about, because I mentioned that I was putting that type of sewing thread onto this without this end in it, and I was using it that way because I didn't know this existed. And then one of my subscribers told me about this, and I was like, oh my goodness, that's like a life-changing thing there. So I can use my big spools with this sewing machine because it doesn't have a, this doesn't twist up or anything where I could put that on here. It just stays like that. So anyway, ever since I found out about that, I bought one, and there it is. You just put your thread down on it. It has a little, I'm trying to show you without messing up has a little thing here that you just put your spool on. You put your thread up through here, and then you run it over to your sewing machine, just like you usually do when you have your thread over here. So kind of life-changing there if you didn't know about that. I keep, this is one of my not spiral, but the metal coils that I use. That's my newest binder there, and I just keep it right there on the floor because I don't have anywhere else to put it, and it's kind of out of the way. And whenever I need it, I just pick it up and put it on my table up here and use it. So it's right there. So when I reorganized my craft room, when I first moved in here, I put these shelves up here. But when I reorganized my craft room, I got rid of a bunch of little things that I used to keep things in. And, it's not like I didn't like the little things, like little cute little tins and boxes and whatever, jars, all that kind of stuff. But it got to be, I don't know, it's like you can't organize that kind of stuff that well. Like you can't stack it up, or, if you have a bunch of pretty little boxes and, you want to stack them up. But then you have to pick up the boxes that are on top to get to the box on the bottom. And if you have like a lot of little tins that aren't really stackable, they're pretty in your craft room. And nothing against that kind of craft room. I think that's beautiful. But for me, I'm a very practical person, and I just needed it to be more convenient for me. So this is my kind of organization and the way I like it. So I'm just, wanting to show you what works for me and what's working for me. And I've had it like this for a little over a year now. And I really love the way I have it now. So anyway, these shelves I put in here when I first moved into this room, and then last year I added the little ruffles, which I've mentioned before. They're vintage sheets, and I have things stacked on here. So keeping with the detailed tour, I have wallpaper book, and some sheets. These are sheets that I've used, and these are pieces that are kind of like not any certain size, but pieces that I've used some of the sheets, and then these are like, just say cutoffs, vintage sheet cutoffs that I need to use. So they're stacked there, pretty neatly stacked, I would say. All my little wallpaper rolls are here. This is all that I have as far as border rolls, wallpaper rolls, and my jar of baker's twine. Here I have next shelf odds and ends. So this is some tie-dye dye. Some cording here, silver and gold. A little box of ephemera that's already made, ready to go into journals. Some Rolodex cards, and some sewing patterns in this tin. Speaking of tins, I did keep one, and a little box I did keep. See, I kept some of them. I have these shelves, so this is a perfect place to put things like this. You can see I think I'm maximizing this space pretty well. I don't really like to waste. I don't want to waste space, so I think I'm maximizing this space pretty well. And then I have my journals that I use up there in back of these jars, which have bottle caps. That I bought these just like this. These jars and these bottle caps were in there when I bought them from the thrift store, so I just stuck them up there. A little match game. And in here, speaking of decorated boxes, see, I kept some, like I said. These are my button cards, which I need to use more of in 2025. I haven't used very many of those lately. But there's so many things to use. It's like I can't use everything in all the journals, you know what I mean? Okay, next wall. So these are technically on the next wall here. So this is what I went to when I took everything out of whatever I had it in before. I can't even remember now. But, you know, just trying to get more organized and have things the way I like them. So I got all these little, they're 3 drawer compartments. You know, each little thing set has 3 drawers in it. And so I have 3 of them here, 3 of them there. So there's 6 altogether. And the thing is that they're not stacked boxes or whatever. They're, you know, each individual drawer I can pull out, you know, and see what's in there. And they're see-through. So I wanted things that were see-through, and I wanted things that wasn't stacking up. I can just pull out any drawer and not have to take anything off of anything, and, you know, I can see what's in there. So that's what these are. And then this is just a box of coffee dyed envelopes. Some of them are decorated. And this is my Sizzix Big Shot. So I have it here right now, and I had it here on my dresser. But I want to keep this dresser, the front of it here, clear. And this is, I talked about it a little bit in a video. This is a box of, like a, you know, plastic shoe box that you get from Dollar Tree or wherever, Walmart. I probably got it at Walmart. But I have some prepared ephemera in there. So I'm trying to eliminate this box. I'm trying to use that ephemera and eliminate that box, and then my Big Shot can sit on here on top of this, you know, 3 drawer piece. And it will, I mean, it's off my dresser now, but I don't really want it like that. I want this gone. So that's going to be my focus, trying to get rid of this. Okay, so then on to this, the rest of this wall. 2 pictures that were made by my sons. This one's my older son. This one's my younger son, the lighthouse. That is the Ocracoke White Lighthouse of North Carolina. Isn't that cool? And sunflowers. One of my favorite lighthouse and my favorite flower. One of my favorite flowers. So those were both done by my sons. And then so as to keeping with more plastic and see-through things, that's why I have all of these. I got these first, and then I needed more room, so then I got these. So all of these I can pull out, just like those drawers I just showed you. These are on top, and you notice there's not too much on top of them, so I don't have to move too much to get to these. So, and in these little drawers are just little things that, you know, all the little things that you need to organize, all the little things when you do junk journaling. I'll open a couple. I won't open them all. Here's little ribbon flowers. Little ribbon flowers. You know, what do you do with them? You put them in little drawers. I put them in little drawers. Little punched out flowers that I've punched out with my paper punches, you know. That's what type of thing is in there. This is all my dies right here for my Big Shot. All in these little envelopes. See, I do have a box here that I kept, but in it is all these little envelopes of my dies that I can pull out at any time. And I'm trying not, these are extra envelopes that can go in here, but trying not to get any more. And then these are some, in this little album here that I keep right there are some that I've already, I don't have hardly any in here, but I have a few that I've cut out, and I was like, well, what do I do with these? So I put them in these little photo sleeves to keep them in here. That's where I'm keeping them at the moment, but I don't have very many. Usually I cut them out and use them right away. So, and so then here's my dresser that I'm trying to keep clear. Right now I'm working on 2 journals, and I have these 2 these are two piles of ephemera that I'm going to put in those two journals. And that's all I have here. But like when I was working on the 5 journals, I had the journals here, all 5 journals. And I can move this tissue, these box of tissues over or whatever, or move it somewhere else if I need to. But yeah, I have all this space, and I don't have this candle here all the time either. It's just here for right now. But anyway, I can have all this workspace here to spread out. And let's see, so this is, I have most of my paints over there in one of those drawers, my little paints. But I have some here too on this little shelf, the little spice shelf that I got from the thrift store. And I thought it would be cute to have in my craft room and organize some things on the little shelves. So I do have, these are vintage florist cards. These are little labels and things. And all these little jars are, most of these have little punch out, paper punch out. Well, that's not a good example. There's hardly anything in there. Little paper punches that I've made with my paper punches. I like to do like book pages and scraps, and then I have these handy for collaging and making ephemera or whatever I need them for. And then there's some little paints there on the top. This is a little container of punch outs too. Little flowers. So, and this is a little shelf that someone gave me. I didn't ask for it, but I kept it because it was from a family member. And I just put it right here. Little things on the top that I pretty much never touched. Little Easter basket that I got at a thrift store. Ceramic. Little journal. A little Barbie outfit that I made when I was a kid. And this is another little container. Wood letter container from the thrift store that I keep these envelopes, vintage envelopes in for using in my journals. And you know, it's an envelope container, so I keep envelopes in it there on the wall. I think it's pretty cute. Got a couple, I got tassels hanging on here that I can put into journals, and some hoops there if I need those. And so I've showed you this before, my glue storage. I've got it piled up now because I was kind of seeing how much I could get in there and if I like it all in there, so we'll see if that stays. And then a couple of glues that don't fit in there. This one I just got for Christmas. Someone gave me this Mod Podge paper. Cool, right? So I'm going to try that out next time I need Mod Podge. And this is the art glitter glue I'm using right now. So that's about 1/3. Has about 1/3 left in it. But I fill up my little glue bottle when I need to with that bottle. So onto the other thing on this wall is my closet. I got this little wreath somewhere, and that's what I ended up doing with it. I hung it on a ribbon from Maria, and I hung it as a little wreath on my closet door. Let me show you from the back. It's just a little tiny, and it's got like little crystals on it. Cute, right? Anyway, I like it there. It was just sitting around. I thought, well, either I got to get rid of this or use it, so I put it there. So when I open my closet, I know this is going to be a quick overall because you've seen this before, unless you're new. And so I have a couple hooks here from Dollar Tree. I can hang stuff on. Nothing on that one. This is colored pencils in here. Little bag from Dollar Tree, or yeah, I think I got that done from Dollar Tree. It's a cute little bag, and on Dollar Tree hook. And then this is also another, pocket door holder from. This one's from Walmart too, I believe. And this one's all plastic. It's not the canvas one. But this is when I showed this, someone said make sure you don't overload that because I overloaded it. And she said her hook's bent. But as you can see, I put little bows up here to decorate it. These little satin bows from Maria. These are from Maria. My friend Maria's Miscellany. Anyway, I have a lot of my seam binding and rickrack and stuff here. These are all ones I have not used yet. They're all kind of not used, unopened, and I'm not hoarding them, but I'm not using them yet because I have 2 rows of ones I'm not using yet because I'm using this row right here. You can kind of see how they look different. They've all been opened, and I'm trying to use these. And then we go down to, here's another one I'm using. So I've got 5 pockets that I'm using. So I take from there first before I look up here. And then the rest of this is my paper punches. And this is all of my paper punches. And so somebody else said they had this whole thing full of paper punches, and that's when it got overloaded. But I guess I only have, what, one, two, three, four, say, rows of paper punches in one. This is the seam binding and stuff, so in that one. But I can see, like, even one paper punch is pretty heavy, so I can see if you loaded this whole thing down with paper punches where it might not, it might overload it and be too heavy for it. But of course I didn't do that. So let me go to my closet. I forgot to show you something over by my sewing table, so we'll go back to that in a second. But I'm just going to go over this. I'm not going to like go shelf by shelf or anything, but this is where I keep a lot of my books. Music, cookbooks. Here's my guest checks, some composition books, bingo cards. Vocabulary cards are back in there. I'll just do a little overview here. These shelves we got from which I've told you before. But, you know, if you're new, you haven't heard this stuff, and I'm sorry if it's a repeat for those of you who have heard it before. But got the shelves from an antique store. All of these shelves that are on the floor here. Here's my floor. And they're all from, those shelves are from an antique store that was going out of business. And like one or both or one or all of them were higher. You know what I mean? Like it was a store, so they had high shelves. And we cut them in half so that we could do, like, we got 2 shelves and cut them in half, or cut them in 2 pieces. So we put 1 piece here, 1 piece there, 1 piece there, 1 piece there. So we only bought 2 shelves, but it ended up being 4 shelves for me. And I'll just go ahead and go over how I keep my scrapbook paper in bins like this. A lot of my scrapbook paper, and I learned this from somebody on YouTube. They put their paper pads or whatever, scrapbook paper, and things like this, and then they store them upside down so they're kept straight, or pretty straight. and then you can access them by, like, when I go look for scrapbook paper, I don't have to take a paper pad out to see what's in it. I can just go like, oh yeah, this one looks good, or oh yeah, this is what I need, this color, you know. And I can do that through this whole bin, like, oh yeah, I need this vintage, or I need this bright color, and that's how this whole bin is. And then I have these, like, these pants hangers. I have hanging some plastic envelopes with different themed things I'm collecting. This one is too. This is strawberries, tropical, lemon. My bees is up there. It got too heavy to hang on here. It wouldn't hang anymore. So that's what those are. Just hanging on these pants hangers. Organized little plastic. Like, this is just a Ziploc bag. And these are mostly all Ziploc bags. This is a zipper bag from Dollar Tree, as you can see. And this is a organizer bag here. And that's way too heavy to hang on one of these. Up here, another... this was some kind of, I don't know where I got this little shelf here to help, you know, make 2 layers of stuff that I could store in here. These are sewing patterns. And this is my paper organization as far as all my different papers. So I can come in here and say, oh, I want Astor Bright's coffee dye paper. I want vintage paper. I want coffee dye ledger, which is right there. I want plain coffee dye paper. I want blue paper. I want pink paper. You know, all of this is just different papers. And then, like, a lot of these are dyed papers. And over here is papers I've collected from the thrift store. So I can say, oh, I want these kind of manuscript papers. And there's a bunch here. Or I want, you know, and I can go through these papers and say, you know, pull out which ones I think I might want. And like I said, it's hard to use all the papers and all the journals. So I'll come in here like, oh, I used this shelf last time. Let's use a different shelf this time. There's my brown papers I've been collecting. They're kind of piling up, but I am using them. And then in the top shelf, when I first moved in to this house, or any house I move into, I always put as many shelves up in the closets as I can. So, like, say this one was here. This is where you're supposed to hang your clothes. I added that shelf up there. So I always add a shelf. And I do have to get on a step stool to get things, but still, That's my Halloween. That's all of my Halloween. That's all my Christmas except for the other. I have one more drawer down here. Extra storage containers that are empty. That all of that is extra storage containers, bags, and then other papers and my other little binders up there, and scrap packs and coils are up there. So anyway, that's what's up there. If you have any questions, let me know. And so that's my closet. I'm going to close that door now. If you have any questions, let me know. So third wall, we're getting there for a detailed. I think I'm doing pretty good for a detailed description, but again with the plastic containers. I mean, I know they're not like the prettiest things in the world, but they sure work for me, and I really like. I mean, I think they are pretty. Look at all the pretty things you can see through the side. Now, I will say that this one here is the oldest one I have. This one on the bottom. You can just see how it's bulging out. And someone gave me this tip too. Like, these are from Walmart, and again, they're 3 drawer sections. So let me go back a little bit. See, 3 drawers. 3 drawers, 3 drawers. So I'll have 3 of those on top of this one. And that was one I had. Like that was my kids when they lived here, and I adopted it. So anyway, but you see how it's bulging out? That's because of the weight of all of this. So somebody gave me that tip, and I was like, well, yeah, that's a good idea. Because I could make it higher, right? But I'm not going to, because this, well, I don't want it any higher, and I don't need it any higher, but this can't handle any more weight. So, and somebody mentioned that, and I was like, yeah, you're right, my sides are bulging out there. So anyway, there's a big drawer on the bottom where I have trims and things like that in that bottom big drawer. The next one there, sewing patterns. This is where I keep my tape, like masking tape, duct tape, stuff like that. These 2 are stickers, real quick, stickers. And then these are kind of organized by all lace and then trims. So all of these, the rest of these are trims, except for this one was lace, but I'm trying to use up some of my lace, so I would like to eliminate this lace here in this drawer, and then I can have it. See, I have my pom-pom in here too, and a couple other little ribbons in here. So I would like to eliminate this lace drawer and just have the one lace drawer, and then the rest of this is all trims up to here, and this is little doily pieces, and like pieces like that I can use the remnants of a tablecloth, things like that I can use for clusters or whatever I need a little doily for or something. So that's in there. And see how easy it is to just pull things out and get what you need. This is a little container. Now, this is one of my containers that I kept that I didn't get rid of. It's a little old, I think it maybe used to be a first aid kit. If you can see, it's metal little box. Anyway, in here I have small ephemera. And here is a coffee mug store. It was a coffee mug container. It has little shelves in between, and you would hang it. Here's the hooks. You would hang it on your wall. I found it at a thrift store, and I brought it home and painted it, and I used it for my already prepared ephemera, as you can see. So I'm trying to eliminate that other box I told you. So I've already, I was putting everything in here this way, and it's kind of narrow, so you can only fit things that are that wide in here. But I realized I could turn them to the sides. So some of these things I took out of the other container and put right here this way. So that's why I had the other container, because I'm trying to eliminate, because the wider things wouldn't fit in here. But now I've kind of used a lot of this ephemera, and I had even an empty space, so I took some out of there already. I've used some, and I'll be using more and trying to eliminate that other plastic shoebox. So this was in my living room. It's here now because my granddaughter was just messing with it too much, and so it's there just sitting in my window until I figure out. But in the meantime, I've put some Here's my spray Mod Podge and some baker's twine in there. But it's temporary, so it's not, I haven't really, organized it or anything as far as permanently. But my windows, so when this was a bedroom, my kids, I don't know, I think only one of my kids was in this room. I don't think both of them used this room. Like one moved out, one moved into this room. I think only one of them used this room. But they wanted it to be, like when they're sleeping or whatever, they want it to be really dark in here. So they had two sets of blinds, or they had what was it? Oh, they had two sets of blinds in here. So one's just these like blackout white blinds that you can pull down, and then the other is these little blinds that you spin and they open or partially open. You know what I'm talking about, the vinyl kind of blinds. Anyway, so there's two sets of blinds here. I do use both of them because the sun really comes in here. Sometimes when I do my videos and I need to adjust the light. But anyway, so that was in here when I got here, when I made this room into my craft room. And then I added I added the curtain rod. I added the sheer green. These are like green curtains that you can see I have them tied in a knot there. Just so they're kind of, they're kind of more of a decoration. So I have them just tied in a knot, kept to the sides, because in the middle I have this valance, and those are all made out of vintage sheet strips, and I have twinkly little, a lot of people call them fairy lights. They're just clear, a string of clear Christmas lights, maybe is what it actually is, behind the valance and the curtains here. So that's my window, and I had these when I moved in here. I bought these at a thrift store, I think. And they're little bird coasters. They're so pretty. Anyway, I hung them on. They're hanging on clear, push pins with a binder clip holding it. And I just put the coaster in the binder clip and hung it on the push pin. And that's the decoration here on this little piece of wall between my windows. And it's winter out there, so it's usually nice and green and you can't see the street. See, behind the trees is the street. It's usually all green with leaves and you can't even see the street, but all the leaves are gone right now, so that's what it looks like in the winter out there. Got a holly bush right here with some red berries. I like seeing those red berries. That's my front porch over there. Anyway, during COVID, I got this backup. COVID, I don't want to keep saying that word, but you know what? It made me kind of paranoid, like Goodwill was closed. Like, are they going to sell books anymore after this? Are they going to even open? When are they going to open? And, the sewing machines were all gone. And what if my sewing machine breaks and I can't get, a sewing machine? I mean, that would be terrible. So I bought a backup sewing machine. And this is the lowest cost brother, But I made sure I waited until I got this one because I didn't have any sewing machines. And they finally got this one in. And I got it just like backup, in case my other one breaks. I want to make sure I have a sewing machine. So now I have two sewing machines. So let me show you this little desk I got from my son. Oh, I didn't show my dresser over here. Hold on. This dresser was both my kids used. It was from my brother when I lived at home. My parents got my brother this set from a furniture from Waterbed City in Florida, and this was the dresser. So my brother used it. He gave it to my older son to use. My older son used it, then my younger son used it, and now here it is in my craft room, and I have all this drawer space, and I have all the drawers labeled. So I'm not going to show you in all the drawers, but like I have a card drawer, a paper bags, maps, real quick, playing cards, flashcards in this one. This is paper clips and stuff like that. Ephemera, random ephemera, not made, just like Rolodex cards and things I've picked up at thrift stores. The bottom drawer here, stationery, bridge score papers, fabric, and more stationery and stuff like that. Okay, so, oh, I didn't show you this either. Hold on. Like I have on the other side, another set of these drawers. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 over here. Here's where I keep my vintage label maker and my crocodile. And it's right behind, all this stuff right here is behind my table where I craft. So when I say I'm reaching behind me to get something, this is where I'm reaching over here. Get something out of these drawers or grab a crocodile or whatever. But like in here I have ruffles, some fabric strips. That's where I have my library cards, some flashcards, and miscellaneous like Monopoly cards and stuff like that, and money, and miscellaneous little vintage pieces that I've picked up along the way, as you can see. So that's there. Okay, back to this wall. We've already done that. We're on my sewing table. On top, I try to keep it cleared off like this, but I just do, you know, how we do. We put something here, we put something here, and then we have to clean up. But this is stuff I always keep here. So I have a little Campbell's soup mug of tools. This is just my ruler collection. If I need an extra ruler, there it is. My Tim Holtz stapler. You can see what's here. Sharpies. This is my ink that I use all the time, and my corner rounder. What I use to protect my table over there. I'll grab these 2 pads, and I try to keep a pair of scissors right here. So if I do use this, I do use both my sewing machines. So it's not like this one's being wasted, but my backup. I do use both of them. Storage in these drawers too. This one I keep my book binding and strings and things like that, as far as twine. And then this one I keep tools like my little wrenches, and I have a hole punch in there, box cutter, just things like that. And the bottom one is file folders with things I have organized, as far as I have my stencils in there too, in this drawer. And then under here, there's a wire locker basket vintage with yarns, and also that little shelf with yarns and things. I use those for my tassels, or, you know, tag toppers, whatever I need. There's some my eyelash iron. This one's on wheels. This one I got from Temu. So let me show you. Quite a bit on both of those shelves. I had this stuff in a little basket, but it was all in one basket. And I like this shelf because I could separate it and see what's there better than before, when I just had it all piled in a basket, a red basket. So, and then this locker basket is, well, there's some extra yarns and things in here, and then on the bottom is my rag rugs. My rag rug that I took apart, little pieces that I can use for whatever I want to use those for. And then my husband put this shelf on here for me for I keep my paper cutters and my envelope punch board, things like that under there on this shelf right here. So then beside that, I keep my 3-tier cart here, the rolling cart, and I keep these baskets. I don't have one in here right now because I'm trying to clean it out. But this is my current project. So I have all this stuff. I'm able to keep all of this stuff here. Just one second. I'm able to keep all this stuff here in this top tray, and usually more than one tray, but right now I have stuff in it. But from my table that I'm working on, I'm able to keep some stuff over here. Say I've used this stuff, I'm done with it, but I might need it again. So I put it over here, and that way I can not have a big pile of stuff on my table and be more, not be overwhelmed with a big pile of stuff in front of me. And I'll show you my table in a minute. This is some stuff I'm selling right now that I got out of storage. So as soon as I get that stuff listed, it will be that will be empty, and I can use both of these trays for my current project. And that's the other journal projects that I showed you in a video that for 2025. That's what's in that bottom tray. These are file folders that I've gotten on clearance and things like that, Dollar Tree, and that I need to use. But I store them here. They're 2 magazine holders. This one is a plastic one that I got from my previous work that they weren't using or didn't want. And I had my husband bolt them down because there's no way to hang anything on here unless you just screw it in or something, because there's no, I mean, I guess it could have been a hook, but I just had it bolted. I figured it would be permanent fixture, so I had him bolt it down for me. And this one too, see the bolts back there. But this one I got at a thrift store, wire basket magazine holder. I like that one a lot. I like both of them. This one's cool. They've both been around for a long time, right? On top of here I have this is a printer's, little divider shelf. I'm not going to take anything down, but I have a bunch of tags in there that I've punched with my paper punches. 2 journals of mine, personal journals, and this top, these are from gifts, and this top one has my paper scraps, this bottom one has a yarn in it. And then this is a shelf that my son used in his room. My younger son used this one because he had a room upstairs that didn't have a closet in it. So this was part of his storage for clothes and things. Anyway, he didn't want it when he left, so I was like, oh, yeah, it's mine. And so here's more of my books. So when I need a book or something, I come in here, look for a book. That's a lot of books, right? You saw my closet. Here's some more books. Yeah, that's why I don't buy books. Or try not to, because I have nowhere to put them. My book storage is full. Here are some decorations from parties we've had that I moved, when the party was over. I was like, oh, I'll put those in my craft room. So they're up there, party decorations. And then these pictures are from my daughter-in-law that she painted when she was a teenager. And freehand painting there. That is not paint by number or anything like that. But she's very artistic and creative. I've talked about her before. She made those hearts I showed you already on the other side. Anyway, she was getting rid of these. She was like, these are going to Goodwill. I'm like, what? No, they're not. They're going into my craft room. There they are. And so these are little containers I've used for storing things. These have Tim Holtz paper dolls. There's other Tim Holtz and things like that, ephemera in here. So you'll see me bring these over to my table, and you might see them in my videos. And these two, these are, these are sprays. I don't bring that one over. I'll just take a spray out of here. These are big washi, the bigger rolls of washi. This is my bits basket. Now you have seen me bring that one over right here. And these are Tim Holtz and Tim Holtz type ephemera Halloween. But they're in those baskets hanging. I put these hooks on the side of this unit here. Here is this unit where I have 3 shelves. And here's more of my paper storage where I have like the scrap of paper upside down, music, everything I have so I can see it from the top. Ledger paper, graph paper, all that kind of stuff. Here's some extra scrap of paper kits. Here, my scoreboard. And then all these little containers I got from Dollar Tree. And I have all little things in there. You will have seen me bring these over to my table for crafting. And I'll show you these at times. I got them all labeled. Clusters, small tags, butterflies. So not only are they clear and can I see through them, the labels also help. So I don't have to what is that in there? I can see, my labels. And then these are little pouches where I have ephemera that I've bought and that I've made. Also little pieces like the Richard Scarry that I recently showed you. That is in this pouch right here. And I added to my ephemera pieces. You can see a 3-hole punch down there, and there's some other, I have my notebook rings down there, and just other paper things that I've picked up here and there, organized. That's a container that I have had for a good while before I had a craft room and it became a craft room storage. See, there's a box down there that, what is in there? Oh, no book rings. That's a cigar box. So that's a box I kept. There's a tin down there that I kept. What does it have in it? Let me see. It has seed packets. Another little cigar box down there. See, I did keep some of the boxes. Okay, so let's go back up on top. Now, here's a lot of the little containers that I kept that I didn't get rid of when we talk about jars and tins and things like that. But here's 2 cigar boxes. See, this one, I have to pick this up to get to this one. So that's kind of, you know, I mean, it's only 2 boxes, but still, I hardly ever get into this one because I have to pick this one up. And then I have to, you know, I have these flowers sitting here and, you know, it's a whole thing. But that's why I got those little drawers on either side. So here I have lots of little jars and things. So this is where I have all the little jars and boxes and things too. As far as all these little jars here are buttons. These are journal cards and journal cards. Buttons and ribbons. This is all of my washi, except for the big washi. I have all my rest of my washi in this basket here. And this is my flower press. This is a lot of little packets of ephemera that I've purchased, Tim Holtz and other packets, so I can come over here and grab a packet like, oh, I haven't used this in a while. Let's see what we can do with that. And then my ribbons. I know last time I did the really super quick little overview, I showed my ribbon shelves here, and I have these linked in my Amazon supplies, and they are little plastic shelves. I have the ones with the front on them. See how they have a front here? Some don't have a front and some do. So I got the ones with the front so they would hold my ribbon on. You know, my ribbon wouldn't fall off. And then you kind of screw them to the wall. Yeah, they come with little screws. I was just looking real quick to see what they were. But yeah, you screw them to the wall and they have that little front piece. The only thing I did was add a piece of ribbon on the side. This is a piece of fabric ribbon that I have glued on to the sides of all of these so that the ribbon doesn't fall off the side. So, but they are linked to my Amazon if you'd like to check it out. So I have my TV up there, and then I have a few little decorations over here. So I showed you everything except for my table, and this second one I kind of showed you, but see how there's not really anything. This is the one Timu sent me by mistake. A second one, I have an extra pincushion in there because my granddaughter comes in here and she wants to grab this or these, and I'm like, no, those are sharp. They have sharp pins. Here's one you can play with. You can play with this strawberry. So she, you know, is usually pretty she usually accepts that. And like, okay, I'll play with that strawberry because, you know, Mimi says it can, and it doesn't have any sharp pins in it. This is some books, some children's books. So this is something that I need to clean up for 2025. It's been sitting here for, I don't know, probably 6 months now. So I need to do something with this. Make ephemera, whatever I'm going to do, make book pages, you know, journal pages, whatever I'm going to do, but I need to do something with that. And I have the same problem in the other one. I have some ribbons here that I need to find a place for, and more children's book pages here. And then this is I actually got this is beading string, but I haven't been really doing much beading. So I was looking at it the other day, and I don't really have anywhere else to put it, so I might just leave it there. But I might use it for, I was thinking I could use it for a journal binding. I might try that at some point because it's very strong and it's not thin, you know, but it's kind of like the thickness of embroidery thread. So, and I need to use it for something or get rid of it. You know, if I'm not going to use it, I need to get rid of it. So anyway, and the top of this is the one I ordered that I got first that I organized. So here's my table. here's where I do my videos. And so let me try to come back here. My dresser's in back of me, but I sit on this stool here. There's a trash can, so when I'm throwing away my trash, I'm like, right there is my trash can. My stool that I sit in. This used to be in my kitchen. I have new stools in there, so these little white stools, but I kept all of them, and I still use them all. I used to have just these stools in there until I got new ones, and these have been great. I even had these in Florida. This one particular one I had in Florida too, so it's a vintage. But yeah, that's where I sit. I want to show you under my table, because I don't know if I always show you this, but this is a lot of recipe ephemera, cookbook ephemera, recipe cards, stuff like that, note papers. So this is all under here. That's where I keep my recipe book stuff. And under here, these little doors open up under this table. This is a great little table. I got it on Wayfair, if you want to look for it. It's called the Kitchen Island. But yeah, this is all recipe stuff for when I make a cookbook journal. This is where I go. All my handwritten recipes and things like that are all under here. So, and you can see this has these spring, or they're air springs or something, where this table actually, the sides actually fold down. So you see them here, and they're over there too. The other side folds down. So yeah, it's called a Kitchen Island. And when you get it, you have to put it together, just FYI. If you don't like to put furniture together, you have to put this together when you get it. But I have put several layers of different things on top. It's all white. And I didn't want it to get messed up. But yeah, I sit here. So this little shelf that I got from Temu is right here. So I have a jar here with my glue that's almost gone. My Fabri-Tac that I always have one. I always have one there upside down that I'm using up. And then I started putting my other glues right here. It's so handy. So I don't have to have them on my table. See, this table is, it's good for me. Some people might think it's small, but I think, it's plenty of room for me. I can have the stuff, like my supplies right here on this top part, and then I'm working here. So it's plenty of room for me. And then, but this little organizer really helps. So I started putting my glue. There's two little compartments here. And I put my glues right here. This is all my glues. In fact, it's more than I need. So I have my Fabri-Tac and my art glitter glue. I have two glue sticks, which I don't usually keep here, but I've been using them lately. And this glue that I'm trying to use up, I showed you the other day. Aleene's Clear Tacky Glue. I'm just trying to use that up. It's kind of reminds me of Fabri-Tac, but it doesn't dry as fast. So I think I can use it. I just... it's just not my favorite. My favorites are the Fabri-Tac and the art glitter glue. And then I started, I used to keep a jar or a box or something right here on my desk of this stuff here. And these have they're like cup holders compartments. So I keep a mason jar in there with my glue. And then this mason jar with all my other tools that I like to keep handy right here at my table. Ruler, scissors, hole punch, there's a Sharpie in there. My pokey tool or awl is in there, and a X-Acto knife. So there's a pen in there. So all that stuff stays right there. It's right next to my table. You can see I can grab it. Here's my arm where I put my phone. And then here's where I craft. And so right now I think I just messed this up. My two journals I'm working on, and some scrapbook paper, other cut aparts, some cards that, I left these cards here. I need to do something with those. But this is some trim and string and stuff. All this stuff I'm using my remote control for my TV. See, I can, when I'm not doing a video, I can craft here. And here's what I'm seeing in front of me. And I can watch my TV, watch some YouTube, have my cup of coffee here. That's my heater over there. But my space heater at the moment. But yeah, I had another heater in here, but we loaned some of our heaters to someone. We haven't got them back yet, so I have that one in here. It's kind of big for in here, so it's not normally in here, but it's cute. Kind of like a little fireplace. But normally I have a smaller one in here that we loaned someone that needs some heaters. We loaned them 3 of our heaters, and this one is what we have left. It doesn't work that well, but anyway. When somebody needs some heaters, you lend them heaters, right? Somebody in another house, not in this house. I'll just say that. Somebody that's not related to us either. And that they're not even friends or anything, but they needed heaters, so we lent them heaters. 4 heaters. Actually, we lent them, I shouldn't go into it, but we lent them 4 heaters, and then they said they got stolen, and then we got them 4 more heaters. So you figure that one out. But anyway, I'm not trying to figure it out right now. We're just hoping we get some of our heaters back at some point. Maybe, because they were lent. At least the ones that didn't get stolen were lent. Anyway, on to stop talking about things that don't matter. I think I've shown you everything. If you have any questions, let me know. Oh, there's 2 baskets on my heater over there. Those are the ones I have to clean out that I showed you. The one I showed you one, and the other one I didn't show you, but those are 2 baskets that need to go away. And that container over there under my Sizzix needs to go away. So I think that's it. I don't think I missed anything. Let me know if you have any questions or if you want to see any particular thing in more detail. Oh, on the other side of this unit is the 4 drawers, which I've shown you before. I have a label on each one so I know it's there, but it's plastic sleeves, anything like plastic, like lamination, acetate, anything like that goes in the bottom drawer. And that's Christmas, the second one, the third one up. To look at my label to remember what's in there. Index cards and dividers. In here, beads, pins, charms. In here is I'll show you the top one. Rubber stamps, wood and otherwise. All my rubber stamps are in that one drawer. So, yep. So that is really it. I think I've shown you everything, and I will see you in my next video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Everything's organized as far as I'm concerned. I just needed to do the things I told you about. Otherwise, I think I'm pretty good to go. So, thank you for watching today, and I will see you in my next video. Have a great day.